Albert M. Good afternoon, James Tammy. I love the channel. I'm not a breeder, but I have a really great female Frenchie that I'd like to breed and keep a new puppy in the family. I'd like to rehome the remaining pups. I did an embark test. The results showed that she inherited both copies of a variant from type 1 IVDD. She's a very strong and healthy 1-year-old. I'm not sure how serious this is in the breed. Should I avoid breeding completely, or can it be bred out if she's paired to a stud that is clear of that issue? Okay, so look, you'd rather she didn't have IVDD because then the whole is a non-issue. A dog that's got 2 copies of IVDD is going to pass a copy on to every puppy it produces. A puppy that has a single copy of IVDD will never suffer from it if it even did, but it could then, with a single copy, would pass it on to half its offspring. Alright. How serious is IVDD? I don't think it's very serious at all, personally. Something like 30% of all Frenchies have a copy of IVDD. It's very common in the Frenchie environment. It's not to say that if you had 2 copies of IVDD that you couldn't get into trouble with it, but I can tell you this, in lots and lots of years of breeding, I've not seen this problem crop up very often. So if it's a true statement that a third of all Frenchies have IVDD, it would mean that something like 10% of all puppies have 2 copies, and that we'd see lots of problems in the whole health of these Frenchies. And I mean, I don't want to, pretend like Frenchies don't have their own set of problems with short backs, big hips, narrow hips, and big heads, because they do. But it's not as prevalent as you think it would. So what should you do in this case? Well, the first thing is, you said you're going to keep a puppy and rehome the rest. Choose a stud dog that doesn't have a copy of IVDD. None of the puppies will suffer from it. If you're just rehoming these puppies and they're not going to be for breed purposes, don't give papers with them. The whole thing's non-issue. So that's would be my advice to you. Is if the intent here is to have puppies and not to have puppies that other people are going to allow to breed, then breed to a non-IVDD dog, and you completely escape there being any possibility. Whoops, there goes my sound. Oops. Sorry about that. Still working then. So that's that one. Alright, let's clip this back on here. We're trying to improve the quality of the sound in cars. Trend M. I made a comment about extender, talking about these extenders that are milk-based and egg-based, where they clump up. And he says, if you see the sperm hanging on to what they think is an egg and it's not an egg, they're spending energy.
It's a little dark speck that he was talking about in there.
Right.
From the egg yolk.
Right. I have a question. This is from Just the Mowl. I have 3 Frenchies, 2 Merles and a blue fawn. My blue Merle female, all short hairs, does not carry Fluffy. My blue fawn male, also short hairs, does not carry Fluffy. My Rojo Merle female, no DNA test yet, has these random long hairs. Is this a sign that she could be a carrier?
Sometimes carriers have a longer coat than a short hair. Sometimes they have a thicker coat. But you need that DNA testing. Depending on who her parents were, can also help. But DNA testing will definitely let you know.
So we have seen this, haven't we? Fluffy carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Tend to have thicker coats. Not longer hairs.
No, even thicker, even longer hairs too.
Okay.
Yeah, but not as long as a
there
full Fluffy.
Okay.
But a little bit longer hair than the short hair dogs.
Well, we know what the right answer to this is, and that is DNA test, which you're going to do. That'll tell you everything. So that's it. Hopefully you chose to have the long hair test, because go to Animal Genetics, you don't select that test, you won't get it. If you're in a situation, by the way, where you've asked for a test, you didn't ask for a test that you meant to, they still have the blood sample on hand, a DNA sample on hand, and they can test other things within about a year or 2 after you send the sample in. So you can go back and have another test done on a dog you've already sent samples in. It's kind of good to know. I think I may have answered this one already, but we'll give it a shot. Giselle Ortiz says, my Frenchie is at 1.5 progesterone level. It is on day 10. My vet told me to bring her back. Excuse me. Sorry about that. In 2 to 3 days. I can't keep on spending $100 for each test. What do you think?
Ooh.
Well, I think with a dog that's on a 1.5 progesterone level, let's just call that a 2. Next day's a 3, next day's a 4, next day's a 5 ovulation, breeding 2 days, about 5 days out. I'd go test that dog in 4 days, sooner if her blood colour had got light on you, and I'd go buy a progesterone machine so that you can do this yourself and escape the $100 test.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking here about, and I actually did another video I'm going to do just off this on naming puppies. But how do we decide to name our puppies? And we're talking about puppies that we've got.
So hard to name our own. So easy to name the puppies.
Yeah, let's. Well, that's
yeah,
what we
but
talk
when
about
you
here.
get your own, it's hard. You know.
So give us our philosophy on naming litter of puppies. How do we do it? Tell me.
Sometimes it's the color. Sometimes it's the breed. Sometimes it's the way the dog acts. Just personality, you know. And so that's how you try to do it.
Well,
it's, you know.
One thing we always do is have a theme.
Yeah.
I like
well,
theme.
with the puppies.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant your own.
No.
Because it's hard. Even though we've been doing it for 20 years, it's still hard for us to name our own baby. But when it comes to puppies, it's a theme. If it's all 3, you know, if there's a litter of 3, if there's 3 girls, you know, or 4 girls, you might want to name them after the Golden Girls, you know, name them Blanche and whatever their names were.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about why we do that and what the philosophy behind this is. So the first thing is, it's hard to come up. You got 8 puppies. It's not so easy to come up with 8 names.
Well,
right.
You could do Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Well, there you go. That's
you got one female.
It makes it so much, and it also makes it easier for people to figure out which puppies you're talking about because they're all in a theme. They don't have to remember, John and Fred and Mary, but if it's Peter, Paul, and Mary because of the singers, that would be the Carpenters, isn't it?
Or give them biblical names too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the kind of things that we've done that are quite easy to do are things like exotic car brands: Bentley, Porsche, Jaguar, Lambo, Maserati, Ferrari. Those are all great names.
Maserati.
Maserati. But the point here is there's a couple of things you're doing here. You're making it easier for people to remember the names of your dogs, and you're also associating your dogs with a brand. So we've done the same thing with drinks. You call one champagne, another one's called beer, and another one's called Coors, Hennessy, Blayton, those kind of things with names of whiskeys. Or
color of ginger, of being red or Rojo.
Yeah.
Bread.
So it makes life a little bit easier. And I think another thing that's probably worth bringing up here when you're doing these videos of puppies with their names, it's a really good idea to put some bling on the puppies. To put colored bands on them at the very least, so that people, when puppies are all running around, remember they don't remember which puppy's which, especially if you've got a lot of fawn puppies, they all look the same. If they're wearing blue, one's wearing blue, one's wearing red, one's wearing purple, you keep on using those colors for every video that you do, it certainly makes it a lot easier for people to identify which puppy they're looking at.
I think I went down the wrong way. I was going to the vet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, right. All right. Well, I think that's it for this video. Bye, buddy. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you got some good information out of it. I hope you subscribe to our channel. Brought to you by mybreedersupply.com. We've been in business for over 8 years. We manufacture products to help you have successful breedings, successful whelps, and successful puppies. We've introduced a new subscription service, canineconnect.com. It's a 1-year subscription for $129, and for that you get 2-day free shipping on all of your orders. You get 5% off every order that you place, and you get direct access to our support line to help you with products that you buy from us and general questions about breeding your dogs. It's really a great deal. I hope you subscribe to that. Now the disclaimer. I'm not a licensed veterinarian. I'm not a professional health giver, but I am a guy that's been breeding dogs successfully for over 20 years. Any information you get from my videos is purely at your own risk. If you have any doubts about any of this stuff, you should definitely seek the help of a licensed professional. Again, thanks for watching. Have fun with your doggies. Bye, buddy.